Hello everybody, today we're going to be looking at the Pokemon Day leaks we got going, the riddles from Koo here, just to see what we got in store for us in the next two days, because it's almost Pokemon Day. Let's get started here. First up here, we got this Analog 8 with 2 dots up in the left hand corner, and looking at it, I have no idea what's going on here, but after looking at it for a bit, there's a few things that you can, I guess, imagine could happen. One, which is just out there, it's just a random guess. It could be something with Gen 8. Obviously, the 8 and the clock. That would be kind of a wild thing out of like left field here, because we were just in Gen 8, and I don't know what they would do with it. They could do something. My guess would be like Galar, maybe the Legends game, but I don't think that's gonna happen. That's just a random thing that I could hint to. But I'm also seeing down in the comments here, people saying it's like this, the Analog 5 and the Analog 2 to match up to this, which personally I don't really get because of how much stuff you can make on an analog clock face. Now I'd like to say here that I call this an analog clock throughout the entire video, and I'm realizing now that I've never looked at a clock before, because this is obviously a digital clock. Like, I could put anything in here and it could work. Like, I could literally make an A and a C, or to line up like these, because if they line up to make a darker color in the middle, like how these are, then I could just have a 3 and a 6. Does that mean we're getting Hoenn and Kalos games? I'd say shout out to TyranitarTube for the beginning of that idea. I actually watched his video on the current leaks from a few days ago, and I found that, and I thought he was correct about that. What I'm seeing here really is it could be with the colors here. It could be maybe something with black and white. It could be like Pokemon Gray. That could be an option because with the gray thing, or just straight up black and white because of the white background on it. But I would be leaning towards gray if anything, because I don't see any like actual black on here. Next we have this joke thing by Koo. It's just a joke thing on his hints and everything with Pokemon games. This is just like what fans see, which is the beginning, like the beginning part of it, what's revealed normally, are what they find, and then his hints, which is like the outer part of a book, of like the front page of a book, it seems like, and then the actual truth is either the actual content of the book, or there's just more than what's seen, or even hinted at to begin with. But I think this seems pretty accurate, honestly, with the amount of hints and the amount of guessing in the comments. I don't know if this is like a hint post or anything, or if this is just straight up just he thought it was funny, posted it. But I don't see how it could be a hint, and that's like something with maybe this character here, but that's maybe comparable to the 8, but I don't know if that's really like there, because this is seems like Japanese character. Looking now, we have another Analog 8, but this time the background is black, or it's just a PNG, so the background is just normally black. And this actually kind of completes what I was saying about the other 8, with me not seeing like any black on there, so I thought it was like gray. So maybe this could just be just black and white remakes, whether that would be like a Legends game or just a new remake entirely. Whether that would be chibi, which I hope not, or that would be full 3D models. Actually, I'm looking at it now, after looking at it for a tiny bit, and this might actually have something to do with Johto too, because these 2 dots up here, I was thinking maybe this 8 could be something with gym badges, and maybe these things could be 2 regions, possibly, like Kanto, Johto, 8 badges, 16 in total. Could be a hint of both black and white and gold and silver stuff. And I think I was on the money with the black and white and the gold and silver stuff, because as you see, here's the fusion between Reshiram and Ho-Oh. It seems like they're going to be mentioned somewhere here, if it isn't already obvious by this one photo already. So I'm guessing both the 8s had something to do with what was gonna happen with both Black and White and Gold and Silver. But this basically confirms that this really isn't even like a hint. Looking back, this also goes together with the thing that he actually reposted before posting the fusion image of a fan-made concept of Black and White remakes and Gold and Silver remakes on the same game. And this is Black Gold, Silver White. It seems like a cool concept, but it seems like he could be hinting at something possibly, just connecting it all back to the other leaks that he had up here. Now I think this confirms it even further. Like there's no evidence, no more evidence that I need personally to say that Black and White is going to be either mentioned or there's just going to be a whole game dropped. There's Blue Eyes White Dragon, Red Eyes Black Dragon. Obviously not Pokemon, but you could see Reshiram and Zekrom here. That's Pokemon riddles. Yeah, it's pretty obvious, I think. Now looking through this stuff again, there isn't anything saying or hinting at what's actually going to like release, or if anything. We've seen like Black and White and Gold and Silver stuff, but nothing of like what type of game it would be, whether that be like Legends, or it'd be Let's Go, or it would just be say like just a full remake. So I don't think we've gotten that yet at all, but we have basically confirmation on both of them being mentioned in the Pokémon Presents in a few days. Now, as soon as I say that, I see this post, this hint that obviously is for Johto with the Typhlosion and everything, but you see this go here, and I since I can't read everything else, I have to assume greatly. And my guess is Let's Go Johto, a game like that. And that's what I was seeing from the other comments, if anything. And I think that, so we should know by this what Johto is getting, but we don't know if Black and White is getting one of the 3 treatments here. Okay, now we're going to go to Central Leaks, because that's about all the leaks we got for Q. And I would say take this one with a grain of salt, because I don't know the credibility, or the full credibility of Centro compared to Q. So, and I don't know if it's too bad or too good here, because right off the bat I'm seeing Switch 2 stuff where he was kind of wrong here, even though he corrected it. I'll give him that. I don't know how trustworthy it is, but I'm still gonna like say what was there, just in case we find any more information. Here, starting off, we have him saying a Nintendo Direct leaker was saying that he heard about an outsourced Unova game, which would be like the BDSP games, which would be like the Chibi when it was outsourced to Ilka. And I hope not. And even he says here, take it with a grain of salt, because it might be changed or inaccurate, since yes, it was last year. But I'm hoping it is inaccurate and it's not true. That'd be great. One of my favorite generations would not want to get that, ruined by a chibi game. Like, BDSP was bad enough. It wasn't like the worst game of all time, but I wasn't like excited to play it, really. I just played through it and just dropped the game. Looking through some of the replies here, I'm seeing this, and it immediately terrifies me. Like, it looks like my paralysis demon here, and I would be actually mortified if I were to see this come on screen during the Direct. Like, I feel like I see this, and I'm curling over on the spot. I'm not going to have a good time if I see this thing on the screen. I was looking at concepts, though, and I feel like this is a good idea, to be completely honest, just to round off this part of the video. This would be where the money is. Like, I would buy both of these. Like, it would be nice to have a full remake of them and not just have ports. But I wouldn't be complaining because these games are not really that available anymore, and they're like $200 to $400 or something. So I would still get this. Like, if they put any spin-off games here, then I would definitely be buying them, because I have waited for too long for these things. That, some like a mystery dungeon, like a new one, either that or like a port of like Explorers of Sky. Give me that. I would definitely be buying that. But just something new that's not mainline and like lags you out your entire Switch every 2 seconds. That'd be amazing to have. And you gotta keep in mind here, I'm probably delusional on this stuff because I have hopes for this stuff when it's probably not gonna happen, especially with the Pokemon company we have now. Like, I can count the amount of good games they've had in the past few years on one hand, and they've released too many games, and that it shows. Alright, that's about all we have so far. That's the general summary of all of the leaks. Pokemon Day is in 2 days, so my guess is we won't get any more. If anything, we're going to give me like 1 or 2 things. But I'd like to thank you all for watching today, and I'll see you guys later.